Illustrations by Pete.
Okay, so I have to share this story with you. My wife and I went and did a craft show, and we had one of those little canopy things, and we had some stuff up, and my wife does decorative tile. It looks beautiful, wonderful, and out of nowhere, there was a storm. It was strange. It started to come over from one side, and then it just kind of, just right over us. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen. You saw the storm in the air just kind of float right over where we were, and the wind was whipping. We were holding the thing down. We lowered it a little bit, and then we're like holding on with our lives because the thing is going like this and moving up and down. Anyway, long story short, my bag got wet, and I had a sketchbook in there that I loved. It wasn't anything real special. It was a Strathmore mixed media book, but it was the Strathmore 500 series, so it was 100% cotton. It was a beautiful book, and it was a small one, like 6 by 8. I just liked the sketch in it. It held watercolor okay, you just to do a little line and wash or something like that in there. It was great, but it was destroyed, except 3 drawings in there that I loved. One of them was one of my favorite ones I've ever done, and I'll show it to you. But what do you do? What do you do when you take a book that you love, that you have a whole bunch of artwork in, and it gets ruined? Well, I was searching the internet for it, came across a video from Mark Campbell, and it was a great idea. Now, usually, I'll show you what I usually do, and then I'll show you what I do now, and because of this video, I think it's a great idea. So I'm going to share it with you. It's not my original idea. I just think it's a good idea, so I'll share it. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so what I usually do is, whenever I'm going to tear something out or have a loose paper and I'm going to, I want to preserve it. I just like the drawing. I want to take care of it. So what I do is I stick it in a book like this. It's one of these art portfolios. It's pretty good. You know, you just slide it in there. You can preserve it. You can, I mean, you know, handles a wide variety of different size paper, and you can, it's fine. It's a wonderful thing. But I didn't want to do that for this one. So Mark Campbell, he suggested getting a book. Now, I might catch some flack from this, but the Montville watercolor paper from Canson, I do not get along with this paper very well. I don't know why. I just never have. But I had this big book. It's a 9x12 book. And so what he suggested doing, and one of the reasons I didn't is because, well, you can't tell because I have a light on this page, but these are not as vibrant as they are on some other watercolor paper, that's all. And I just didn't want to deal with it. And it's okay. So he suggested cutting out. You see, when I first got back into drawing, I was buying these. And the problem is that the paper is, it's good, but once you draw on it, you pretty much tear it out. It's it. It's over. So you're not going to keep it in that, or at least I don't keep them in those pads because they end up falling out anyway, and I don't want to deal with that. So he said, go ahead and cut out some stuff and paste it into another. Now, some of these I put tape on, and some of them I used a Liquitex matte medium, and I just stuck it on the back of the page and then stuck it down, and that's really what I did. But these here, some of these are taped. That's okay. You have to see, when I took pictures of these and first posted them, they were yellow. They looked yellow. They're not. They're very bright white. I don't know what the problem was when I was taking pictures. I probably knew as much about my camera then as I do now, which is not as much as I should. So just take drawings that you like and just stick them in here. And these are a lot of old drawings from 2015 and 2016 and on. And I enjoyed them, so I just started sticking them down in here. Some of these this is an original, but some of them are not original. Some of them are you know, I was watching YouTube videos and just copying what they were doing. I think that Mark Crilly was doing forgot what he called these, like chibis or something like that. This one, and this one are done on that paper, and they were the only ones I can say from the book. But this one is my favorite drawing from that book. It was 2018, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but that storm was not this year. It wasn't recent. It wasn't right now. It happened a few years ago. So 2018 is probably right around the time it happened. I had just put this in there and loved it. I love this drawing right here. I don't know why. It's original character. It kind of was like a ghost mixed with a skeleton, and he's scaring this other guy down here with the little flame hat. I don't know. I enjoyed this. I thought it was I like the idea. But yeah, you can just stick stuff in here. This is when I first got back into drawing and started drawing comic book characters, and this is my first character that I drew. I just wanted to share this with you. It's a really cool way that I tested out watercolor paper, and I didn't want to just stick it in that book, so I just cut it out and stuck it all on the same page. It's just something to point out. It doesn't matter what it is. This is from the small Strathmore pads, the mixed media, the heavyweight mixed media, gray toned. But I put it on there, and then the pad kind of falls apart, so you don't want to keep it in there. And so I cut it out and just stuck it in this book. And this is really what this is about. And eventually I'll go back through this, and I might add, little designs and some art around it as well. You can do that also. And that's why there's so much space in between everything. But that's it. I just wanted to show you that quickly. It's a neat idea. If you do have old stuff and the books that they're in are falling apart, maybe they're spiral bound falling apart, maybe they're in notebooks, maybe you, I don't know, doodled it while you were in a class somewhere or at work or whatever you did and you wanted to stick it somewhere, get a book like this to stick it in. It's a great way to preserve those memories and those drawings, and you'll always have them just set aside in another book that's maybe a little bit more heavy duty. This is a heavy duty book. These pages aren't going anywhere. They're pretty thick. They're gonna hang around for a long time. So just my recommendation. Well, thanks for watching this video. Here's a few more popping up on the screen in case you want to see them. I think there's one like over here, one over here somewhere, and I'll see you on the next video. All right.